So President Biden plans on sabotaging incoming President Donald Trump in the next couple of weeks. I want to break down what President Biden is planning to do. This big announcement could be coming tomorrow on January 6th, but we have just 2 weeks from tomorrow until Donald Trump is inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States. This is one of the reasons why many groups, many Democrats are pushing President Biden to make these decisions and adjustments immediately before Donald Trump steps in. Again, all these different plans could potentially sabotage Donald Trump and the American people moving forward. So I'm going to break this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. It's crazy to think that anybody would want to sabotage the incoming president or the American people over the next 4 years. But that's exactly what it looks like is happening. I'm going to show you a story in just a moment. Okay? This story that I'm going to show you is exactly what's going to happen, and the threats and the kind of the idea behind this has been coming for some time. But the big thing, the big takeaway that you need to take away from this video is that this is just the beginning. Experts believe that this is going to happen over the next 2 weeks. And again, it could be devastating to the American people. Look at this right here. It says Biden plans to ban some offshore drilling in a way Trump would struggle to undo. Now, I want you to see exactly what they're discussing here. Hey, look at this right here. It says right here, President Joe Biden is expected to permanently ban future offshore oil and gas development in parts of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans in a way that could be especially difficult for the incoming Trump administration to undo. It says Biden's planned executive order will invoke the 1953 Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. Okay, the law gives President broad authority to withdraw federal waters from future oil and gas leasing and development. Now, the only way it can be reversed, okay, it can be revoked, is for the federal government to take the waters back and put them back into development, is that President Biden would have to go to Congress, and Congress would have to change it. Well, guess what? Congress is made up of roughly half Democrats and half Republicans, which means it would be difficult for Republicans to get this through. That right there is what President Biden is planning to do, and the announcement could be coming tomorrow. Now, this is what Donald Trump is planning. Under Trump, and all of the above energy policy is poised for a comeback. Meaning, and I want to read this to you, President-elect Donald Trump talks a lot about unleashing American energy, specifically oil, which he likes to call liquid gold. Based on his nominees for key energy posts, there's every indication that a Trump administration 2.0 will actively promote oil and natural gas. Now, I want to be very clear on one thing. With President Biden planning to ban offshore exploration, okay, and development, this isn't a huge deal because President Trump has already talked about this before. So this isn't like, it's a huge concern. Mainly because Donald Trump, I don't think plans on going into these areas. I want to read this to you. Okay, look at this right here. It says energy analysts told CNN the move won't make much of a difference in U.S. oil production, which has set new records under President Biden, which it has. Okay, we have done really well over the past handful of years. It says it's not particularly consequential for U.S. exploration and production going forward. It says there's plenty of existing offshore rigs pumping oil in the Gulf of Mexico, and added that offshore projects typically take 6 to 8 years to come online. It says I don't see it as having any real impact on U.S. supply or exports or imports. Okay, but the key here is that President Biden could be blocking Donald Trump from a potential move. Maybe this is something that's good. Okay, maybe this is something that we need to happen, but for somebody to come in, again, 2 weeks, we have just 2 weeks, 14 days from tomorrow, so 15 from today, Donald Trump will step in as the 47th president of the United States. I know for me personally, if I'm on my way out, okay, as a CEO or something, and I knew, okay, this is the date, I'm done. I'm not going to try to sabotage or make some big changes, especially when we have 2 weeks left. It makes absolutely no sense. All it's doing is pretty much tying Donald Trump's hands together where he won't be able to make a move if this is something that he wants to move off from. Now, I want to show you this as well. It says, we look forward to working with the incoming administration to bring the benefits offshore oil and natural gas production provides to the United States through jobs, investment, and domestic energy security. It says right here, in a separate coming announcement, the Biden administration is also expected to declare 2 different national monuments in California in the coming week. So again, these are the big changes that are happening. Now, the monuments, not going to be a big deal, right? We'll see what those are. There's speculation anyway, but again, that's that. The biggest thing that we need to take away from this, though, okay, is President Biden is planning to ban more offshore drilling right before Donald Trump arrives. Okay, it says right here, this decree to complicate Trump's plan to boost U.S. crude production. Now, here's what you need to know. There is still a chance Donald Trump could get around this, and he could do that with something called a reconciliation bill. Look at this right here. It says Trump's major legislative agenda will pass by May, according to the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. It says House Speaker plans to use a tool that requires simple majority. That is the reconciliation. It says senators currently are opposing putting the border, taxes, debt, all in one bill. This is also where Republicans can put the border security, taxes like tax cuts, okay, and this could be for everything, even the extension of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. They can put that in the bill. They can put the debt ceiling in the bill. They can also put in a reversal of this ban that President Biden is planning to put in place as of tomorrow. So again, there is a way to get around this, but at the same time, Republicans can't use this reconciliation bill every time they want to pass. Okay? Every time they want to pass a bill, they can't use the reconciliation process. It's something that is limited. Also, keep this in mind. Okay, we have 2 weeks left. I don't know what it's going to look like. I wish I could tell you, hey, this is what's about to happen. Be prepared for this and that, but we don't know. All we know right now is Democrats are pushing President Biden to make some changes to make it more difficult for the incoming administration and Republicans to pass their agenda. Because, and this is what they're saying, if Democrats can make it more difficult for Republicans, then it would make it easier for Democrats to win back seats in the House and the Senate in the upcoming midterm election, which again isn't going to happen until 2026, but we're on our way there. All right. So if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But that is what we know as of today. According to multiple sources, the Biden administration is planning to make the Trump administration's first handful of months very difficult based off of some changes that they're going to make in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see what changes those are. We'll see how much support they have behind them. But at this time, again, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.